All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here. The matchup between Vengeance and Team Jose Ole. I am Bach. With me is Laser, and we are... Actually, I should say Laser Jesus. I refer to him as Laser. It's an affectionate nickname, but we are live in the pistol round here on Cash. And TJO already getting that bomb plant in B. Lopez is going to pick off one, but Kyer and Barrage just doing work here, taking down Banks, Torque, and Lopez. Jamesy and Nicholas are going to get two of their own and picking up a third, so now it's a 2v1. This is a very chaotic pistol round here. Kyer left standing, and he gets gunned down by Nicholas, and that was a very fast pistol round there. I think that was an A stack from Vengeance not working out to their favor. Jose Ole planting the bomb on B. And sorry for the quick, chaotic introduction there. Again, my name is Bach, and with me as my co-caster is the one and only Laser Jesus. And we just watched Vengeance win on Season, which is a source map, and now we're watching them play against Jose Ole on Cash, which is also a source map. So two source maps in a row. Probably a lot of Go people aren't even aware of the fact that these maps were big source maps.
Yeah, and when we say that, of course, there was 1.6 versions of the maps, but just not nearly as popular as they were in Source. And where's Contra? That's a map I want to see in the competitive rotation.
Contra needs to happen, like today.
If you like Nuke and you don't like Contra, I don't like you. That's what's going on.
I mean, there's other maps I'd love to see. I'd love to see Mill back in rotations again. You know, they have a remake of Fire, and I played it. It's not necessarily 100%, but it's a pretty solid map. And there's Tuscan and a couple others, Ruska. But I'd say, like, Contra and Cash and Season were, like, my favorite maps in Source.
There's so many good memories and so many good memories potentially that could be had if they could be introduced. But enough of that talk. Enough of that talk, as Jose is having a pretty easy time here on their anti-eco round, slowly making their way into the B-bomb site, losing two players. So they could have, I guess, done it better, but two, not too bad for either team, as Maxi all alone with 1 HP. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything here, but yeah. All of Team Jose Ole gets out of there safely, and I don't think Maxi's in a position to go for a gun, even if he wanted to. There's no way he's going to be able to survive the explosion while being in close enough proximity to retrieve a gun. So, Team Jose Ole off to another great start, 2-0. But I don't think, oh, excuse me. Team Jose Ole off to a great start this map. Vengeance actually struggling.
Yeah, it was Jose Ole who started out, I think it was like, what, 6-0 at one point in the last map? They were really suffering on the T side, or on the CT side of no, wait, it was 1-0. Then they won the eco round. Then they lost the following anti-eco. So they did have one round early, but they got off to a very bad start on Season, and they're not starting out too bad here on Cash. Jose Ole, for that matter, they're picking up two. Vengeance, I mean, they lost the pistol round. They lost the ensuing eco. That's not a surprise. You know, the CT side ecos, always very difficult. But it was interesting that Maxi didn't try to just push and take somebody out there. 1 HP and a P250. I mean, he's saving $250. He might as well just go and get the kill. And we're going to see Kyer take some damage here in checkerboard early. 15 HP. As he gets sprayed down by a Galil. I believe that was Banks. Banks did get a decent bit of damage as well. He's down to 30. Very slow round here from Jose Ole, just taking their time, knowing exactly what they're facing against. They have a man pushed up in mid on the CT side over by Sandbags. That's Maxi. One pushing up way far on A. And that, I believe, is Barrage. I'm not 100% on that. No, that was Jacob, I believe. So not getting a kill, but there's Kyer. Despite the fact that he is late, he's going to get one, get taken down almost immediately by JMZ, or by Lopez for that matter. JMZ got Guy. Nicholas gets one in Maxi. The CT side's going to pick up another kill, but Lopez cleans up, getting the last two. 3-0 now for Jose Ole. And the eco round there, again, not terrible, but just not amazing from Vengeance. But we're coming into that first full buy, and it's no surprise that Maxi's picking up that op.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me either. I believe we're going to be seeing Maxi versus Banks here at middle. Let's see if that's the case. Never mind, Banks is going to be going towards the B-bomb state. And for Vengeance to attack two players at middle, along with Maxi opping it there, they're playing very soft on the other two, or on the only two bomb sites, I should say. But this is working out for them, considering how passive Jose is playing right now. Working up the squeaky. Still having members watching any possible pushes from Vengeance, but it looks like Jose Olay is eventually setting up for an A-take here. Where's the rotate? Who are they going to rotate? Maxi is in a position where he's quickly going to be rendered useless with his AWP. He's got to find a hole through the smokes. His teammate Barrage is taken out. In the meantime, this is looking great for Jose Olay. Vengeance really doesn't want to go down 5-0 here, but Jose Olay is making their way into the bomb site, and they're taking everybody down along with them. So Guy and Jacob, last two up here. That's a great start to the 2-on-4. Guy drops Torque, still making their way up. Jacob on top of the rafters. He's got difficult position, and he does take down Lopez, though. I thought Jose Olay was going to be able to get the trade there, as Nicholas indeed does. Now Guy, last man, a 1-on-2, going for the fake defuse, gets the first one. Banks has to make his move right now, but Guy doesn't have a kit. Guy, he can't stick. He rushes around the corner, and surprisingly has a CZ. I respect that man.
Yeah, the fact that there was no Tech 9 in hand, you gotta love that. I mean, the CZ, it's pretty hard to use as a secondary to an AWP.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about something else. We're talking about the CZ and how it has a slow draw time, and it's a very strange alternative to other pistols in the game that shall not be mentioned. The Voldemort of pistols, so to speak.
There it is.
Yeah, that was a great round from Jose Olay, and I thought for a second the retake was going to happen, but the lack of a kit, I mean, that was just devastating. If he had a kit there, that would have been huge. But look at this B push right now from the CT side. Vengeance almost overwhelming Banks in mid, but he's going to escape with his life. Lopez is going to clean up here. That's 2 frags. Barrage and Kai are down. Guy gets 1, so they're going to pick up a frag in the game. Here we go. It's a 3v4 right now. Banks gets completely obliterated in mid by Jacob. Excellent shot on the P250, taking him down on white box. It's going to be an AWP out of the hands of Banks. If he can pick this up, that's an excellent eco round here for them. More than healthy, and he is going to find it. If he can escape with his life, I'd be amazed. He's down to 6 HP. There is another player in Maxi pushed up on Squeaky Door, and well, it'll be interesting to see if they try to make their way over towards that door at all to exit the site, because he can clean up one more kill, and this is already a pretty good round from Vengeance to pretty much standard, but picking up an AK and an AWP makes it that much better. JMZ's going to peek around. That's going to be another kill for them, so now it's down to the last 2 players on the T side, and what a round here from Vengeance. Despite losing, going down 5-0, they pick up 3 players and getting an AWP and an AK. That's a lot of money to pick up just from pistols, but that shot from Jacob, my God. Banks did not deserve to die there. He was too young.
All right. Rip, Sweet Prince, but Banks. I mean, after I saw an op shot earlier in the round where he deserved to die after missing that one. It was not a sight to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time. Sorry, carry on.
I was gonna say, it's every time I see Banks' name, for some reason, I think of the Mighty Ducks. I don't know if anybody else is out there thinking the same thing. Every time I see it, I'm like, Adam Banks, he's got to hit the shot.
Right. And you got to send in Charlie. All the rest of the team suddenly takes a backseat to greatness, but...
Triple Deke.
Right. So legendary. I even make that reference to Counter-Strike sometimes, even though it barely holds any worth. But, let's get back into the action here. Jose Olay looking not as well this round. Already down a player, and they're going to try to force their way into the A bomb site again. Nicholas takes 2 down, which allows his teammate JMZ to get the bomb down. They have a few nades to work with here, but Nicholas dies along with all those nades, puts JMZ treacherous position here. Everybody's swarming around him, and first round for Vengeance, and that is right on the heels of them retaining all those guns from the round before, so this is a good start for them to develop a comeback. Jose Olay is going to be able to buy at least 1 more. I mean, they'll have to force out a Tech 9 or 2, but it's not a bad thing by any means. So Vengeance, do or die time in my eyes for them to make a comeback. Otherwise, Jose Olay is going to have way too many rounds coming into the second half.
I mean, look at the money on their side. They're actually looking pretty good. Because they were able to save AWPs, they saved an AWP and an AK, and they kept those players alive. I mean, Jacob's got 5,800, Guy with 5,250, Kyra at 3,750. I mean, all of these players, that's a lot of money to have after a buy. Even 1,200 is not bad to have after a buy. Typically, when you're suffering, you know, after a buy, you have 0 or less. So their money is actually okay, but the money on the other side is equally pretty good, especially because they're ecoing right now. And they're going for that Tech 9 buy, not necessarily a Tech 9 armor, and they're going to get one in Barrage. Barrage did take down Lopez first, but JMZ and Banks are there to open up the site for the T-side. Smoke's rain out, so it's going to block off vision, and Banks with the op takes down Jacob, so this is really falling apart here for Vengeance. This is a round they could not afford to lose. It's already down to a 2v4, and this Tech 9 buy on the back of the op from Banks, it's just not really working out for Vengeance here. Kyra's going to pick up one. That's JMZ in the site, but this man behind quad box is just being a nuisance. He's a total gnat, and he does take down Kyra. And the Tech 9 is going to get the kill, and Guy is going to retreat with that op. That's a wise play here, because it's now a 1v3. They've picked up rifles on Torque and Nicholas, so great eco round there from Jose Ole, thanks to the Voldemort. And that's going to be 6-1 for them.
And you're the only guy I know that you call somebody a gnat, and it's a compliment.
Oh, that was a compliment. Just being an absolute nag. Just peeking
Nag?
left and right,
oh,
spraying. No, I said gnat. I did say gnat. But a gnat is a nag. I mean, they're just like, they're just picking at you little by little, sucking the lifeblood from your body. They're
right.
By far the worst thing to ever happen to insects.
A swarm of those is way more of a threat for me than a bee is. I mean, just the raw nuisance of them. But Vengeance, now at 1 round, Jose Ole with just outplaying them, you could say, making their way into the A-bomb site with those Tech 9s. Vengeance had a hold set up right, but still just fell to those Tech 9s, and now Jose Ole in a great position this map. And this round as well, Maxi did save an AWP, but his teammate has already been taken down. That's Jacob, and now Jose Ole, at whatever point, can execute their take. They are walking into a mini stack for Vengeance. They do have more of their members towards the A side, but this could work out for them because Maxi is over towards the B bomb site with the only gun on the CT side. But now a battle at middle, and it goes to Vengeance. This puts the remaining members of Jose Ole, they gotta go. They gotta make their move into the A bomb site right now because the rotate is on. Maxi's on his way, but is he too late? Barrage, the last man up. He holds. Oh, he just misses the last guy. Now down to a 1-on-2. Maxi needs to get his gun out. What's he doing? He's running to the bomb site. Sacrifices a ton of his health to get the kill onto Torque, and here comes a nade. Oh, there it is. Banks with the clutch nade. Didn't even have to shoot at him. 7-1. Jose Ole.
Banks with the bank shot, somewhat ironic. Picking up that kill, I mean, Maxi, like, he knew where that player was. If he could have just escaped that nade, he could have potentially taken that shot, maybe gotten the kill. And that forklift, you know, if we're going to talk about things in this game that are annoying, that forklift is so frustrating. It has, like, a titanium leather chair that just is impossible to wallbang. Sometimes the
right,
forklift
that thing's gotta be comfortable.
It makes no sense at all why. I shot somebody in the head through that one time for 1 damage with an op. So, I mean, it just shows you sometimes the wall banging in this game makes no sense. Looks like it's another play here in mid. No, they're going to be over towards A. That's Nicholas and Torque trying to make some noise at A, but the bomb is over on B, so this is a bit of a fake. Nicholas is going to pick off one, and Maxi, but he's going to get traded out by Jacob. Lopez does get Guy, but Kyra is there to respond. Lopez again with the trade, makes it a 2v1. So this is an expensive round for Jose Ole, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Their money is pretty stacked up. Jacob's in the 1v2 retake. No kit? No, he does have a kit, so a kit and 2 flashbangs here. And there's going to be a nice crossfire hold from Lopez and Torque. He eats a nade down to 62 HP. Molly's going to rain out as well, and it actually hits him right in the crotch. Doesn't matter. Torque is there to take him down. Excellent play there from Jose Ole. The fake working out wonderfully. They did lose a lot of money, but again, money is not their concern at this point. 8 rounds to 1. They're just trying to stack them up as much as they can, and this is basically the opposite of last map. So last map, Vengeance got off to that huge start, and now Jose Ole is doing the same thing to them.
Yeah, and I think on this map, it's more CT-sided than on Season, so this is even worse than it was for Jose Ole.
Oh, I agree.
And now Vengeance went with a 5-man rush out the B-bomb site. They do have one member there who misses his first op shot. That's Banks. Thank God he has help from the squad, but Vengeance manages to get one, despite losing 2 of their own, and still hiding out his Banks here. He's been left all alone, isolated are isolated, just like in the first movie, you could say. But Team Jose Ole has made their way into the A-bomb site. I've said that far too many times now.
Now, would you say that Jose Ole is exacting vengeance for the first map?
I'm done.
Right, well,
Crazy round, though.
Yeah,
3-on-3. Jose Ole. Oh my god, they actually hold the quad box. Such a deceptive position, Torque. They all peek at the same time in Vengeance. Instead of saving a couple more guns, they lose it all. And at this point, you can't blame them for going for broke, but Jacob on the other side of the map had already saved. So probably a better decision to get out of there with guns. Nonetheless, Jacob, last man alive for the CTs, and he gets out with an AWP, but it's going to be a buy round anyways. So we need to see Vengeance win the next 5 in all unlikelihood for them to have a chance here.
What's interesting is if you look at the scoreboard, there's a massive spread on both teams between the top fraggers and the rest. So Lopez is at 14, Nicholas is at 10, but then it's like 5, 7, and 5. And on the other side, Jacob at 12. He's 5 kills above Barrage. The rest of the team, I mean, they're combined for 15 kills, Guy, Kyre, and Maxi. That is not a performance you expect to see from the CT side on any map, especially when you're this deep into a half. So the fragging is just not coming together right now. It's putting a lot of weight on the top players. So even though Jose Ole is up 9-1, a lot of these rounds have been pretty close. And Jacob and or JMZ or geez, I can't even speak. Lopez and Nicholas have been left trying to clean things up. They are going to get a nice B take here. Barrage on the upper section is taking nades like crazy. Flashed as well. Smoke's going to rain out. He's going to get flanked. Maxi's going to drop in from vent in towards checker room. He's going to get one on JMZ. And that actually stopped the bomb plant. That was a big kill, but it doesn't really matter. 3v1 is going to be pretty hard to do, and Torque holding down the big box and checker is going to get the frag. It's 10 rounds now on the T side of a CT-sided map that I'd say should be 9-6 or 10-5 the other direction. What's your prediction at this point for the halftime score? Do you even see Vengeance getting more than 3?
Yeah, I don't know, just death on the horizon for Vengeance.
Lots of kills, lots of blood.
So much. And for Vengeance here, just going hypothetical, even if they win out, they're still in a bad position. So Jose Ole done pretty much mortal damage to Vengeance at this point. But Vengeance, they could have used this round a long time ago, but they are now establishing full control of the middle, maybe even looking at a flawless round. Nicholas is not going to allow that. He gets one, narrowly misses the second, and now Banks. Mr. Whiff City at this point. See if he can do this 1-on-3. I suppose it was a 1-on-4 at that point, but any guns he could take away from Vengeance on top of them, or on top of taking 2 down already, is very big considering how wounded Vengeance's economy is. Banks is going to come over to the B-bomb site. Jacob posted up at the narrow angle. So Vengeance takes their second one. But Jose Ole, no matter what happens, I'm giving them the second map.
Yeah, I think that this is their map to take. And even though, you know, Banks is really struggling to hit the shots. He's bottom fragging right now. The AWP is not hitting. But, I mean, it's possible that he is just mirroring the movie. This is Mighty Ducks 2, and he's injured his wrist, and he's having a hard time finding his shot. He told Coach Bombay he was healthy, but he lied. He needs to take a breather. Maybe he'll come back with a resurgence in map number 3, as it doesn't look like we're going to see it right now. Jose Ole up 10-2. I mean, that's just it's unheard of. Vengeance is trying to do what they can to make this 10-5, but if Jose Ole can pick up another round here, they're going to break the money again on Vengeance, and that's not the first time it's happened. They're going to try this A execute, and it seems to be working out right now. Trades going back and forth. It makes it a 2v2. Torque does take down Jacob in mid. Guy is there to respond with a kill onto Banks. So now it is on Torque here. A 1v2 flanked by Forklift, by Kyre. So that's a third round here for Vengeance. And the money is actually not so hot on Jose Ole. They're going to have to go for that elusive Voldemort armor buy. So it's going to be potentially 10-4, depending on what happens. We're actually going to see Banks pick up a P250. So I'm so happy to see that. Thank you, Banks. I appreciate it. Torque as well. And JMZ. So only 2 players getting the Voldemort gun. That's Lopez and Nicholas. They could potentially take this here. I would love to see the P250 do some damage. But at this point, Vengeance has already lost too many. This is really hard to recover from.
And now Jose Olay coming out the middle. Maxi, very forward position, able to take out Nicholas. And the way Vengeance is playing middle here, Jose Olay is going to have no success whatsoever. They got two peeking down middle from highway and middle, as well as one boosted in the vents, but somehow TMZ gets the bomb down over at the A bomb site, and a quarterback sneak before the last round. Just interesting stuff from Jose Olay, and showing they don't think that they're out of this yet. They don't think they've already won this map, because whipping up plays like that, which are pretty much only investing into the next round based upon its success, Jose Olay is still fully in this with the mind game.
It'd be crazy if we saw another 11-4 if Jose Olay picks this up, because the first half ended 11-4 in favor of the T's. The second map could very well end 11-4 in favor of the T's. So we're seeing a very similar story just flipped around here. Jose Olay up 10-4 on Vengeance right now, and they are able to afford a pretty good buy here thanks to that bomb plant. They're going to have the op on Banks, but to be honest, I kind of would advise against it. He's just been really struggling. He's only at 6 kills right now, and we've both seen it. He's been whiffing on a lot of shots. So this is his chance to make a bit of a name for himself here and maybe try and rebuild his team's confidence in his op. He is over towards B right now, and he's spotted a player out in checker, I do believe. I think he saw him cross, so he knows guy is there. He's just waiting for the peek. But right now, a very slow play from Jose Olay. Playing this very carefully, they want to make this 11-4 if possible, because every round at this point matters so much more. You know, people don't really understand the difference. And look at this. Maxi is actually the one whiffing on the shots this round. Torque is going to take him out with a nice nade. Torque gets another one on Barrage. Banks is there to take down Guy. Kyre picks up 2, and Nicholas and Torque. But JMZ is going to rip his head off. It's going to make it a 3v1 right now. Jacob trying to push up aggressively, and he is going to take down Bomb, but he is lit. 17 HP going back towards Quad Box right now. He's going to actually try and push his way up towards A main, opening the squeaky door. 17 HP, 33 seconds left on the clock. Lopez spots him out, takes him down. So there it is, the 11-4 half. Just like the first game, except it's Jose Olay moving over to the CT side with a very large margin.
Very large margin indeed. 4
Very
to
large
11.
margin.
In both these maps, I guess we're seeing the opposite of the current meta, or how on paper it generally pans out. Both teams coming into the CT side with way too big of a lead. This is far more than, you know, any teams realistically shoot for on the CT side of this map, or at least on the terrorist side of the map, I should say. So Jose Olay, it's their game to lose at this point. Once again, if you're just joining us, Vengeance is up 1-0. They did take Season, and Jose Olay well en route to take map 2. And map number 3 is going to be Inferno. So, this map, like Bach and I were talking about earlier, you could say it's more of a source map as well. But Inferno is going to be as neutral as it gets.
Oh,
considering
yeah.
how long that map's been around and how much abuse that car has taken.
It's like, it's probably it's one of the oldest maps in rotation, still being played. There are maps that are just as old as it, but it's very old. It's been around for a long time. So I'm curious to see what happens there, because everyone's played Inferno like a million times. Honestly, at this point, you know, everyone talks about Dust 2. Inferno is Dust 2. It's just a different looking Dust 2. It's Dust 3 at this point. So, I mean, that map has been played and played and played again. So, yeah, these maps definitely more Source-ish. You know, Cash was around in 1.6, but it wasn't really played. It was definitely big in Source, as was Season. So, it'll be interesting to see what these teams do on a vanilla map like Inferno.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely one of the vanilla ones. Dust 2 and Inferno and all that. But Vengeance here going to go for a mid to B split. They actually make their way up mid while finding a frag en route. This is great for them. Vengeance suddenly having a chance this map. Pistol round would be first steps to victory. And they do make their way into the A or B bomb site. Vengeance here. 4-on-3, getting the bomb down cleanly. Rotate 2 from the CT spawn, and Nicholas coming in from the vents. It's kind of a staggered take, though. They're not taking in one or all together. And as a result, Nicholas is going to be taken down. So Vengeance wins that first round of the second half. But is Jose going to force a buy? I'd be surprised if they don't at this point.
Yeah, they're definitely going to pistol armor because there's been a change in the way the game plays, and that a lot of teams will actually go for the Tech 9 armor buy over Galil's.
It's just so weird. This is the exact situation in which you usually vie for going or saving up fully for your first gun round because you don't need rounds right now. You're at such a massive lead, and yet teams still force.
It's kind of that lack of discipline we see from a lot of teams. There are teams I see like every pistol round they armor up. There very few teams still go for that pure eco, just pistols. You know, go for the USP or the P2000, maybe a flash and a defuse. That's it. The entire team. You're not buying armor. You're not buying nades or smokes. Your idea is just bum rush them, get a good flash, and maybe you can get a defuse if it comes down to a 1v1.
I think next map they'll have more discipline after the new coach that comes in.
Which coach is that?
Oh, it's a terrible Mighty Ducks reference. The third movie.
What was the new coach's name?
I can't remember. I couldn't bust
I'm
it
putting
out.
you on the spot.
I couldn't remember, otherwise I would have said it right away. I want to say Coach Ramsey, but that's wrong.
We'll see if we can figure that out. Somebody in the chat try and figure out who the coach was in Mighty Ducks 3.
Yeah, I would like that. But man, this round, while I was distracted and just babbling, it looks like Jose Olay still has a chance. Oh, Torque takes down Kyre. Both of the members of Vengeance are pretty low. TJO doesn't have a kit though. So it looks like they're just going to try to keep him in the bomb site while still making it out with guns. Not sure what the plan is, but Banks isn't going to be able to do that. Looks like Torqued is going to be able to find himself a weapon, and he's taken down. So actually, what looked to be a great round, economically speaking, and potentially round-winning for Team Jose Olay, Vengeance, makes it out pretty cleanly.
And again, this is basically continuing on the pattern we saw develop in the first map. T's got off to a great start, 11-4 at half. They switched over to the CT side, and then they lost the first 3. And I think they lost even more. I don't remember the exact round per round count. But they ended up closing it out nonetheless once they just got their money built up and everything like that. We're going to see some aggression here from Torque over on Squeaky Door. And look at this position here. They got 2 players pushed up. The first one's going to go down to Maxi thanks to the Tech 9. He peeks again, tries to get Maxi down, but he's going to get flanked here. He's getting pushed from both sides. Tech 9's coming in from all angles. It's going to make it a 2v5 right now. Jamesy and Lopez just trying to pick up at least 1 kill. Kyre's going to clean off the head of Lopez, so now it's down to Jamesy on the car with that P2000, and he is dancing around. He is the dancing queen, but unfortunately not able to find the kill. Guy is going to take him out with the Tech 9, so that's actually a clean sweep there. Almost a team ace. Jacob the only one not picking up a kill. 7-11 right now. Slurpees on the house. Vengeance bringing it back against Jose Oleo here on Cash.
Yeah, and where exactly did that momentum end, or where did the comeback stop last map? What was it? I can't remember the exact score.
Yeah, I can't either, unfortunately.
But yeah, eventually Team Jose will kind of stop the Vengeance comeback if we're going off deja vu to say here. But now Jose gets to that middle triple stack here, and Vengeance tries to go for the boost, but it doesn't happen. And now on this map, when that boost fails, so many strats are based upon either boosting up early, mid, or late round, and then just playing off that. But if you do it early and your mid players get taken down, what is your contingency plan? What do the remainder of your players do? But it looks like in this scenario they've worked up into B and found some decent trades. Barrage is actually going to open up the B bomb site all by himself, takes down Lopez, and his teammate Kyre comes in, the self-proclaimed best bottom fragger in Invite. Can he do it for Vengeance here? Barrage is coming in for a huge flank, though. I think the CT is wise to it. Banks, the man has rabbit ears. He sees all threats coming, and now Kyre brings it down to a 1 versus 1, but Banks is going to do it for Team Jose. 7-12 is going to be the score. And Vengeance really could have used that one, but Jose Olay needed it even more as their economy. They would have definitely had to save at least once after that one if they lost.
And on the other side, the money is just stacking up pretty heavily. 8K, 4,300, 4,700, 6,600. I mean, they definitely have enough to buy here, probably in another round as well, especially if they get a bomb plant. But I think this is right around the point that the CT side in the last map, which was Vengeance, shut down the comeback and just closed things out. Again, we can't remember the exact score, but I can tell you one thing. It was Coach Orion in Mighty Ducks 3. A little bit of Googling, it was Coach Orion. So Coach Orion was the team that coached the Mighty Ducks in place of the one and only Emilio Estevez, known as Coach Gordon Bombay. And if you don't know that, you are not my friend, because Mighty Ducks played a huge part of my childhood.
Right. Mighty Ducks and Dragon Ball Z just made me who I am today.
So many parts of who you are relating to those two specific things.
Sad days, sad days. I realize who I am, but now Vengeance coming into the A bomb site. It's going to be a split, 3 out main, 2 out the door. And actually, Kyer is going to start us off onto Nicholas. Where is the hold from Team Jose? It's as if they're not playing the bomb site at all. Banks finally shows himself, but it's a quick trade from Vengeance. Jose has rotated too quickly, or 2 players quickly, not too quickly, as they're in good spots, but Torque is taken down by Barrage. And now Vengeance is not giving up cash so easily. Their economy, they can make it out with 4 here. That'll be great. Jose only gonna escape with 2 guns if we get no more action this round. So a comeback is likely, I would say.
Yeah, it looks like Jose Olay is struggling with cash on cash. They're really having a hard time keeping their economy built up because they continue to lose rounds, and even the rounds they've won have just been a little too close. They've only got 1 round in this half right now, and it wasn't exactly the best round. So they're definitely broke. Saving those rifles is the right call. But Vengeance is looking really good, and if they can continue to build this money up, even if they lose a round or 2, they're still going to be able to rebuy. Jose Olay has to stop the bleeding. They have to hold the A bomb site. This is exactly what Jose Olay was doing to Vengeance in the first half. They just overwhelmed that A bomb site, and Vengeance had no idea what to do. And in this half, it's Jose Olay that are just giving it up too easily. So, like a girl on prom night right now, Jose Olay just giving it up, and they gotta do something. They gotta try and find a new approach, and that could be this boost we're seeing right now with JMZ on the self-assigned name of Shroud Box. You say that to somebody in Europe, and they're like, "Who's Shroud?" But the Shroud spot,
Shrewd,
boosted up in the top corner on those boxes. We'll see if he can get a kill, but a lot of players are privy to that. They're gonna probably crouch peek him and see if they can spot out his feet.
And Vengeance looks like gonna go for a little bit of an A fake after they hold the pushes here. Is this good or bad for them? I'm not sure where the guns are for the CTs. Actually, none of them are in the B bomb site. So when this take with the bomb comes through, it's gonna be pretty good. Barrage actually trades his teammate off over towards A, and he looks to be single-handedly taking into the A bomb site. Banks finally shuts that down. But now here comes Vengeance into B. Still holding though is Team Jose Olay. Only 1 player up, and he does fall to Kyer. So it looks really good for Jose Olay for a moment. But Adam Banks, 1-on-2, takes the first one. That's Maxi. And now Kyer. Kyer has not won a 1 versus 1 yet. Right, I'm not sure that's a fact, but he has a chance here. Banks coming around from CT spawn. Kyer positioning himself appropriately, coming in all the way to the checkers area, and Banks, if he doesn't pick the right angle, he is doomed. Kyer is playing this so patiently. Banks isn't going to check it at all. And fortunately for Kyer, that was a one-way firefight, and Vengeance takes another.
Unfortunately, that boost in A didn't work out, and the main reason was because JMZ just lacked the patience. So he saw those players come into sight. If he had waited, he could have taken out both players. Instead, he fires the second he sees someone peek, gives away his position, gets traded out immediately, and then that player who was Barrage cleaned up the other player in A, and it just threw the whole round out of whack. If they could have picked up those 2 kills, that would have been huge, because then it's a 5v3, and they could have put some rifles on those pistols. Instead, they lose the round, and Vengeance right now just storming into the A bomb site, and it's perfect because it's a mid-stack here from TJO. Maxi is going to get taken down to 5 HP, actually it's 9 HP, over in Highway, but it doesn't really matter. The only kill on the round so far, that's Torque dropping Jacob, who actually had 2 kills himself, so not a bad round for him to die on. He is top fragging for them, so it's a bit of a loss, but the rest of the team has finally started to catch up. We see Barrage at 17, Maxi at 14, Guy at 9 and 12. On the other side, Banks is still struggling. He's not bottom fragging, but he just really hasn't been able to hit his stride with that AWP. He is one of the 2 players left right now, 30 HP on the CZ. Torque with an AK, probably just going to try and save it. But this is another round for Vengeance here, 12-10. This is starting to get a little scary. I thought we were for sure seeing a 3rd map. Instead, Vengeance is looking to maybe take this in 2.
And that was very interesting by Vengeance, the way they took into the A bomb site with the majority of their players when Jose Ole was aggressing like that. Was there some sort of tell that Jose Ole gave to them? Because Vengeance, that's really not a strat you see on anti-ecos, is just straight rush into A.
Yeah, you know, typically when you're facing off against pistols, the last thing you want to do is just rush into them, because the close-range pistol is just so deadly. Kind of an interesting tactic.
And now Jose Ole, this time going for their mid-aggression again, but that round advantage quickly becoming or is about to be a deficit. Vengeance looking better and better on their terrorist side here. This round looking no worse, already up a player. And they're taking into the A-bomb site, but there's a quick rotate underway. It's going to be really difficult for them to hold. Here comes all of Vengeance coming out into the A-bomb site, but Jose is holding sound. Only have 2 players up now for Vengeance. Jose Ole needs to get that rotate going right now. Another one goes down. That's Banks, who's been stepping his game up recently. Kyer coming around to the bomb site. Takes out JMZ. 1-on-2. Jose Ole really don't want to lose this round. Lopez misses a big opportunity and allows the bomb to make his way into the site and get planted, and now he loses his opportunity for a 1-on-1. When that bomb's getting planted, that's really his big chance to peek out, but now he's got to deal with the crossfire making his way into the bomb site. Look at this crossfire. They don't even need to expose it. Kyer, with the big play, makes his way into A, and there's another round for Vengeance, and a round that Jose Ole could have won there. It was getting pretty close.
And I'm going to quote something back again from childhood. We're going way back with this cast. Crossfire, you'll get caught up in it. That's exactly what happened.
Are you talking about that game where you shoot the little metal balls at each other?
Yes.
That game was legendary.
Basically like battle pinball.
What is Hungry Hippos when you got Crossfire?
Yeah. So, I mean, he basically waited too long for the execute. I thought that he should have rushed the bomb planter because it's the best case scenario. He's going to get that guy as he's planting, maybe take the guy out on quad, make it a 1v1, and he's in really close quarters, but instead he took his time and just made it really hard for the retake. They are going to be on an eco round here, and it's pretty good thus far. JMZ and Torque picking up kills on Barrage, and Kyer makes it a 4v3. They're going to find some AKs as well. They might be able to pull this out, but Jacob over in Sunroom's going to get 2. That's Banks and JMZ on the flank. Torque drops into checkerboard, but Maxi's going to take out his only help. That's Nicholas. So now Torque 1v3 here, AK in hand. And that's it, guys. Tie score. Vengeance somehow bringing it back from 11-4 down to tie it up at 12-12. And Jose Ole is probably starting to get a bit negative on their side. Whenever things happen like this, whenever you lose a lead like that, the team starts to self-destruct a little bit. So I don't have the voice comms enabled, but I'm sure what's being said is not too pleasant, as they are getting a little frustrated and flustered.
It's not too bad. It's not too good, but it's not too bad. For Jose Ole, they really like this mid-aggression, and sometimes it's been working out for them, sometimes it hasn't. But either way, Vengeance seems to win the rounds anyway. I'm wondering what the proper or right adjustment, I should say, for Jose Ole is, but I don't think there really is any at this point. Vengeance is just winning all these 1-versus-1 duels. The way Jose Ole has been giving them different looks to play against, but it seems to be whenever Vengeance decides to execute after Jose Ole's been playing passive, their execute somehow comes out on top. And if Ole aggresses and they trade a few kills, somehow still Vengeance still wins those. So, not sure what Jose Ole needs to do, but I do love saying their name. That is for certain. But now Vengeance. It looks like it's going to be a little A fake. They got 2 players over there. 1 door, 1 main. Is anybody biting? It looks like the mid player. Yes, he will. So they have caught the mid fish, but still taking it to A here. Now Vengeance making the move into B. It has been revealed that it is indeed a fake. JMZ is in great position here. He comes down from checkers. Wow, Maxi saw him. How did that happen? That was the round in the bag for Jose Olay, but somehow Maxi hits the nutty shot.
And he got flashed in there from Torque in the upper too. It was an excellent opportunity. He just didn't peek. Maxi was full blind. If he had peeked at the right time, he would have taken him out. Instead, Maxi in great position shuts that down.
Yeah,
and,
excellent teamwork. That was the round right there.
They're going to save these ops, Banks and Torque. I guess this is the right play here. They've lost 5 rounds in a row. Now they're going to lose the lead for the first time this game. They're going to go down 13-12. I mean, this is a pretty big comeback from Vengeance. The fact that they kept their composure, knowing that switching to the T side was the less favored side, and they're bringing it back. I mean, if you compared the two teams right now, like their emotional state, Jose Olay is like falling apart. They're, you know, that woman who's constantly crying after a breakup. And then on the other side, Vengeance is the single guy who just broke up with that woman. He's thrilled. He's out. He's strutting around the town. He's all thrilled about what he's done. I mean, Vengeance, they looked like they were just going to give this map to Jose Olay in the first half. And instead, Jose Olay is looking like they're going to give it back to Vengeance here. They got to do something.
Yeah, anything at this point. Switch it up somehow. This time they have Banks aggressing towards the B-bomb side, and Vengeance maybe walking into a mistake here, but still trading him off. And Vengeance, typical form, entering the bomb site to get the necessary trades. And I thought that could have been the adjustment Jose Olay needed as Banks hit that opening shot, but then somehow his teammate gets caught along with him. The support system was not set up well for Jose Olay there, despite having a great start. Not out of this round yet, though. Down to a 2-on-2 as Nicholas takes out Jacob. Coming up through the checkers, he has his teammate coming in from above. They get the trade. Torque needs to hit another yop shot. Guy from the site. He's getting flanked. Playing ring around the Rosie right now. Torque looking for him. He can't find him. Nobody's home. And finally, Guy peeks out, takes out Torque in Vengeance. Everything that can go their way will go their way right now.
Well, that was a great play there. The peekaboo, ring around the Rosie play on the box definitely went their way. And look at the buy here from Jose Olay. They're kind of forcing up a little bit. They're going to get 2 FAMAS, 2 M4s, and an op on Torque. I'm really discouraged. It just seems like no matter what Jose Olay throws on the map, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't think it's clicked in my mind yet.
Good.
I don't think it's clicked in my mind yet. Like I assumed for so long that Jose Olay, we're going to see a third map. We're going to Inferno, but suddenly, Vengeance. Crazy terrorist side.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Jose Olay needs to win out to win this, unless we want to see overtime. And, you know, if this were to go to overtime, I'd say that Vengeance has the momentum at this point, and it could easily go their way. So they need to win out and just take this to map number 3. They can't give up any more rounds here.
Now, where does it all go wrong for them is the question, because I'm still expecting somehow Vengeance to come back this map. Nicholas going to town, dropping everybody, and that's how some of these takes should look. They all shouldn't look just Vengeance dominant, because it's a very tricky site to take. Because you have a couple choices of smokes. How deep do you smoke the quad box? How deep do you smoke connector and CT spawn and all that? Do you even smoke on top of rafters? All these decisions usually result in the CTs having 1 or 2 like site holds that are pretty clean, and it took that long for us to see one of them. Vengeance, do they try A again? I don't think they should be convinced otherwise just because that one round failed.
But it looks like they are going to move that bomb over towards B here. There's 3 players moving up quick. JMZ gets aggressive in mid, takes down Jacob. That's a good kill, but at this point the money on Vengeance is so good that it doesn't matter. They could buy out for the rest of this game. So, I mean, even though they're getting, you know, nice eco kills, not eco kills, but they're doing nice economic damage, they need to continue just cleaning up rounds like that last round. They need clean sweep rounds. I mean, if they can win this, they'll tie it up, and they'll be putting themselves in at least a decent position to maybe force overtime, possibly take the win if they can. But like I said, you know, Vengeance is going to be AKs and ops the rest of the game because of their money. So it's not necessarily an easy comeback for Jose Olay to mount at this point, just because they've given Vengeance so much.
Yeah, not only do they have to win the round, they have to win it taking minimal casualties, and that's already not the case. This op player at CT spawn has to come up big for his team. It's Nicholas, and he only had a Colt, but he did significant damage to them on the cross. Torque needed that trade. That's so big for Jose Olay. Barrage was in a fantastic position to solidify the round for Vengeance. But he only gets one before the trade happens. And Jose Olay, they need this round. They cannot afford to lose this. If they lose, they're going to have to save and likely lose the next round. So 2-on-2. Nicholas gets the first one, takes out Guy. Where's Maxi? Is the bomb planted for him? Yes, it is, but he gets taken out by Nicholas as well. And the round that they need, they take. Jose Olay is not out just yet. And they're going to have good enough money to buy up their teammates. Vengeance, I mean, it's so close right now. Just razor sharp.
This is stressful. I'm about to have some heart palpitations from this. Vengeance, you know, it looked like they had it in the bag. I'm chain smoking
this e-cigarette.
Instead, you know, Jose Olay is bringing it back a little bit, at least making this a very interesting map to watch. This could have been a blowout. Instead, Vengeance mounts a huge comeback, takes the lead, and then lets it slip through their fingertips. Tie game here, round number 29, 14-14. This is a huge round, regardless of who wins it. I mean, it looks like it's going to be another A-take here from Vengeance, and they're going for that default smoke play. Nicholas gets the first one. Banks in sight, has to come up big, but Nicholas is doing some damage himself. Takes down two. That's Kyra and Guy. Gets a third. That's Jacob Banks there to take down Barrage, and now it's on Maxi here. 1 versus 5. And these are the rounds that they needed to get. They needed to get these clean sweep rounds. They're not even going to let the bomb plan happen, and that's going to break the money for some players, but they should be able to buy and drop. A clean sweep there on the heels of a 4K from Nicholas. He is going nuts in the second half. 29 kills.
Yeah. I
can't
can't believe
15 rounds.
Excuse me. I can't believe Nicholas. He played that round so smoothly. This suave is a good word for it, I should say.
Eco suave.
Eco suave. I mean, you should have saved that. You gotta reserve that for some other time. But I love it.
I mean, it was so clean, and it's funny because he's been really struggling early on. He was really struggling to hold the A site, but look at the spread. I mean, he's 10 kills above everyone else, 16 above JMZ. JMZ, a former Invite player, and Nicholas is out-fragging him by 16 kills. That's just crazy. He's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, Nicholas, I mean, the way he played the smokes there, every single, like, the terrorist side had no chance, every single shot there. But wow, Maxi peeks out at a perfect time, takes out JMZ over towards the B-bomb site. Lopez got a tall order here. He's taken out, and Vengeance is going to likely bring this into the overtime due to a misplay from Jose Olay. Maxi finds the perfect hole in the defense, and he walks into the site and gets an easy frag. Maxi has now been eliminated. There's no saving here. This 2 versus 3 is imminent. Torque tries to go in before his teammate comes in. That's Banks. He needs to hit the massive clutch play, but Guy. And, I mean, that was a crazy round to bring it into overtime, but that round was so French. I mean, Maxi and Guy, both former people I used to play against all the time, and those are the type of plays that we all loathed back in the day. Just, you can call it, I'm not sure so much the stigma exists anymore, but it was like the joke was all like French players cheat and all that kind of thing. Both those kills by Guy and Maxi were so in that fashion. Guy through the smoke, Maxi peeks out, catches a guy with his nade in his hand right after he's done peeking it for so long, and that's the round that brings Vengeance into overtime. Jose Olay probably should have won that round, but great play by Vengeance.
Yeah, just a reminder to everyone here. Our format for overtime is MR3 10K. So you're going to see 10K on both sides, which means an op buy in the first round can really backfire if you lose it without even picking up a kill. So you're going to see an op on the CT side, which is not a surprise. The T side going for a full AK, and I am not surprised here. It looks like they're setting up for the A-take. They're going to be tossing those smokes probably soon. They have 2 players back in mid-garage, 3 over towards A, 1 in Squeaky, 2 in main. So this is a big round here. Jose Olay needs to set the pace for overtime after giving away what could have been the comeback victory, giving away a huge lead. I mean, it's gone back and forth. This has been a very close game despite the fact that both teams played 11-4 on their T side. And we're going to see things starting out nicely here. For both teams, a trade in mid. Nicholas gets one. Jacob is there to trade him out, though. So that's a big player to get off the board here for Jose Olay. Here comes the execute into A. There's a man in sight. That's Banks. Banks struggling to find the shot on Kyra. Finally gets his recoil under control. Guy is going to respond with the trade. Makes it a 3v3. But there is Lopez in mid taking down Jacob. A 3v2 here. These players on the T side, Guy and Maxi, like you said, the 2 French-Canadian players, going to have to come up big here as they're getting flanked here. Both players in A main. Bomb is ticking away. They could easily get the defuse and just hold these players back, but they peek. Maxi takes down Torque, makes it a 2v2. Flash is going to rain out. Maxi gets another one, and all of a sudden this is falling apart. JMC gets one, but dies to Maxi, and that was not the round that Jose Ole needed. They had that set up perfectly.
Did you see? The CT player that was flanking them actually opted to go all the way around to Squeaky Door, and the moment he showed his flank, he got flashed and dropped immediately. So he spent that entire clutch going for that flank only to eat a bullet in the side of the dome. I suppose you can't eat from the side of your head, but either way, that was so unfortunate and absolutely hilarious. And the two French Canadians do it again. And vengeance. I mean, if Jose Ole loses this after coming back like that, I mean, they're just, or I mean, having an advantage like that, he's not going to be pleased. But now evened up here, start of a new round, and vengeance this time, leaning towards the B-bomb site, not the bomb, but where the majority of their group is posted up. And where's their eventual move? Doesn't look like Jose Ole is going to be peeking anything. So whenever vengeance is ready, they're going to have to start throwing their fake. Jose does have one in the vents. That's JMZ. Let's see how he decides to play this. He actually drops out of vents. I'm not sure if vengeance saw him or not, but he's in danger right now. Maxi off with his head. JMZ taken down, and vengeance is making their way to the A-bomb site. Wow, Jacob catches two at middle. What happened for Jose Ole? They try to start rotating, and vengeance is just posted up everywhere. Cannot traverse any place, Jose Ole, that round. Anywhere they walked, vengeance was already in wait, and that is horrible for them. Unless Banks can create a miracle, I mean, he's no Charlie. 17 to 15 for vengeance.
Man, it's just Jose Ole just can't seem to put it together on their CT side. They're really struggling. And, you know, that play from James E, really questionable, the peak. I don't know why he went for it there. He should have gone for it when he was flashed out. Instead, he just runs out for no real reason and gets taken out by Maxi and basically gives them the site. They knew it was one man there. They could have easily just overpowered him, and that's what they did. And then the hold in mid from Jacob just taking out multiple players. It's going to put Jose Ole here on this weird buy. 2 FAMAS, a CZ, and 2 5.7s. A bit interesting here, and they're going to go for the B execute. Lopez lines him up. A 2-for-1 special. He's going to get Kyer and Maxi, but Barrage and Guy there to clean up. It's making it a 3v3. And did Jacob just one-tap Nicholas and Upper? Is that what I just saw? I heard a tap from an AK and B, and then I saw a death, so I get a little confused there. I'm an old man, sometimes I get confused. But it's going to make it a 3v2. This player in Upper pushing in, that's Torch. He's going to get gunned down by Barrage. Jacob gets one as well in Banks, and that's 3 easy rounds there for Vengeance. So now Jose Ole has to do the impossible and treat them to the same thing here and get 3 rounds on the T side of a CT
side
map.
Hard to go anywhere with that besides explicatives or expletives.
Yeah, I can't even think. This is just insane the way this map is going.
Right, you can give them the same bleep. You can use your imagination. use your imaginations for that one. But yeah, 18, 15, 3 rounds back to back for Vengeance on presumably the harder side. And now Jose has to do the same, and it's almost harder to do it like after the other team has. It's like Nuke. Why it's easy, it's so much easier. Part of the reason it's so much easier to start on the CT side is if you 15-0 a team, and then the only option they have is to 15-0 you back. I think that's a lot harder to do. So now Jose Ole tasked with the same objective of 3-0 on the more difficult side. Now, bad start. Torque gets taken down. Where was that? It's an early aggression from Barrage. Torque was trying to maintain control of A main, but instead, Barrage gets in and out like a bandit. And now steals the advantage for Vengeance. Could this be it? Jose Ole, tournament life or upper bracket life on the line right now. 2 more go down, only up to Banks and Nicholas. They've been doing pretty good as a duo. later parts of this match, but again, their tournament or upper bracket life is on the line, and they could not be in a worse position unless they were alone.
They had this guaranteed 11-4 on the T side. They only needed to win 5 rounds, and they couldn't pull it together. This is the kind of thing that can break a team. Now, I'm not sure if Jose Ole is just a pug based on the roster, but they're down to a 2v5 here. Banks and Nicholas have to come up big. Nicholas is going to get the first one, but Kyer in such good position. Doesn't matter. Banks takes him out with a wonderful shot. Makes it a 2v3. There's Jacob. Gets the first one. Banks underneath. Not able to come up with the clutch.